Who will win Survivor 49? So just, I love reality TV. I love putting my brain on a shelf sometimes after a long day of work and just kind of soaking it all in. Survivor comes out every Wednesday. I'm in 3 different fantasy Survivor leagues, just deep in it. Yeah, it's fun. None of them are like buy-in or anything. I just like Survivor. I got really excited when I first saw this. I saw this like literally like 30 minutes ago before the podcast aired. But there's something really fishy about this. I don't even know why this market exists, because this is a reality TV show that has already aired like 4 months ago. There already is, the production crew, cast, everyone who's in there, like they already know who the winner is. Some of them are casted for season 50. This is like old news in terms of like real world stuff. So the fact that this market,
the winner is not public.
The winner is not public, but this is kind of like almost like a trap that's set up of like, I don't know. It feels like a trap. Like I wouldn't put any money into this market at all, knowing that someone on the cast crew, whoever, friends of a friend, like, one of their buddies is like, oh, my friend won Survivor. This can completely be like ruined by insider information.
There's a real asymmetrical information advantage here to an obvious cohort of insiders. But I almost wonder if that couldn't inform your trade strategy. Like, would we expect, first of all, the volume right now is really low in this market, but I know you mentioned it's brand new, but wouldn't we expect if an insider was pushing this up, that would just basically be reflected in the odds?
Maybe. Or like, I mean, if someone fully knows the outcome here, they could also be playing these other, markets or players here by like bumping them up, increasing down. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't, it's not something that I would want to touch, right? Like, I guess there's one scenario where like, if you're an insider and you knew, let's say Savannah was going to be the winner, you can wait for orders to come in, and then, people buying no's and then taking the other side for yes, and just kind of keep sitting there, set like a wall within the bid ask here. Or you can kind of entice other people to bet within these other markets. I don't actually know the exact strategy there, but I just feel like if you have any
room for market manipulation to someone who
you kind of do whatever you want with this, right? Like, and there's probably all sorts of weird opportunities that come up that we probably don't even think of because we don't have insider information when we're playing these markets.
If this market were on Polymarket, it would actually be interesting because all of their trades are recorded on chain, and you can then kind of audit the entire activity of the order book. Whereas on Kalshi, today you cannot. So there is kind of no way to even try to sniff out an insider, pushing the market one way or another.
Yeah, and you could actually see some of the comments like mentioning this too. Like, this was filmed 6 months ago. There are probably several hundred people who have won this. This is not, this is a really strange market to put up. And I think it's been since season 41, because I think previous seasons they did have like a live airing of like a reveal on stateside of like who won Survivor, and that probably would have been okay, right? I mean, you'd still have the insider information of like maybe some of the like crew on the show who go back and forth from Fiji, which is where they air this. But it would have been a lot better. And I actually had a calendar. Oh yeah, this is an example of like an article that says from 41 onwards that there's a winner that's already revealed, and then like a calendar of like when the events take place and when the cast gets there, when they leave, etc. One thing I did want to call out though, and this is actually alpha for not this market or not for Survivor, but can be done in any other reality TV show, is there's a community on Reddit called EDGIC, which I believe stands for Editing and Logic. And it's the sabermetrics of Survivor. You can do this with other reality shows, though. So what they do is anytime an episode airs, they will manually kind of piece out how much screen time a specific member of the cast got. And there's the hypothesis is that the person who wins in that reality show gets more of a favorable edit than other people. So like if you're playing like fantasy and stuff, it's like fun, right? You could be like, oh, like I could analyze like episode 1 just aired last week, episode 2 is airing tomorrow, like who's getting the most screen time? Is that indicative of them being a winner? And you could see that in this community, they like create like crazy spreadsheets and kind of scenarios that break down who like might be a winner depending on like how much screen time they get.
Has this historically been true for Survivor?
Loosely. I think there was like a couple of seasons where it worked out really well, and then some where there was kind of like, I think they were like aware of this community and aware of this like analysis, and they want to like kind of keep the surprise. So they've adjusted some of their editing tactics since then.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little like, you know, if you're watching a reality show or something and you're like, oh, I wonder who's actually going to win this. It's like maybe the person who's getting, you know, the favorable edit. Because when you look at you want to be able to capture their whole journey from start to finish, right? Like imagine if you are recording all these other people and there's someone who's unsuspecting within the cast and they end up winning the whole thing, you'd be kicking yourself as producers because you'd be like, oh man, like they had all these other scenes that came up before that maybe we didn't capture or didn't pay as much attention to. Yeah, that's kind of the thought behind this. But
it's a cool thought that this could be, you know, an indicator of getting a more favorable edit and potentially, certainly, at least going lasting longer in the competition, right? Because you do want your audience to get to know those characters more. It's sometimes fairly obvious. I don't watch a ton of Survivor, but it's at least a little bit obvious who is just kind of like a character who never even really finds a storyline.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating that this market exists when the outcome is known to a select group of people. It just feels like there will have to be this conversation around like insider trading on prediction markets is going to continue to heat up. It's possible there will be some sort of regulation, or it's possible that the platforms themselves will play a larger role, you know, in sort of trying to police that, or possibly embracing it. You know, there is a cohort of people who kind of believe prediction markets should always simply, you know, reflect reality and the likelihood of an event with as much information as possible. That's another route I could see things going. But certainly with a market like this, you know, where you're betting on a cultural event and the outcome is known, I think you would want to police insiders, or these markets just won't get picked up by speculators and traders, you know?
Yeah. I'm actually curious to see. So the season just started, and obviously there's only at least less than $1,000 in volume. But maybe we check back in when the season ends to see like how this played out. Because I'm sure anyone who's like heavily participating in this is an insider. I'd be shocked if they weren't. But yeah, and in terms of examples of other reality TV shows that are live, I do love me some Love Island. So that is an example of one that streams every single day. And Josiah, you and I have talked about this before. I didn't know if I was willing to share this on the pod, but I got burned in the last Love Island season. Love Island USA, a Six Sigma Black Swan event, as you put it. Of one of the cast members having not so great social media presence. Couldn't have predicted that. Really thought that I had it in the bag there. Could have predicted that. Yeah, you're right. Next time, I think for the next markets, it's like, okay, what? Having some kind of prior as to what's the likelihood for any of the cast members to have, frankly, racist social media paths.
Right, and to be removed from the show was the case, right?
Yep. Two people were removed from the show. One at the beginning of the season, and the other one was like actually like seemed to be the favorite, and actually was having a lot of favorable edits, even though that was being streamed like within the day. Like it was a live show for all intents and purposes, and it was very abrupt and shocking when they just like disappeared. Like they kind of just like ignored it. They brushed past it. They made like some comments, but you can tell that it's like, man, I think even the producers thought that like that couple or that person was in that couple was going to make it very far.
Is the outcome of Love Island not known to the insiders in the way it is with Survivor? I guess it's not all shot ahead of time, right?
It would be like within the day.
Interesting.
Or like within a couple of days. So like, yeah, like whoever wins it, like then people would know within the day or maybe a day prior, given the time zones and stuff.
But less exaggerated, certainly, for that show.
Yeah, this is 4 months. This is like already, like this is done. So even if, you know, there's insiders, there's probably also people who are slowly getting this information over time, over that period of 4 months as well.